It's all about humanity. About humanity.
Hello gamers, it's ASAP. Welcome back to the channel. My name is ASAP Gamer and I'm your host for today's video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Mustang Shelby GT350 in CarX. I'm going to be showing you the best overall tune for the Red Rock map. It's good for leading, chasing, and it's good for moderately skilled player in CarX. I mean, CarX is somewhat easy to get the hang of, but you know, this tune makes it very easy to control, and it allows you to practice your throttle control because this car does require some type of throttle control. It is easy to get used to as this car isn't too skittish. It's pretty straightforward, it's very clean, it's very smooth, and with that being said, guys, let's get into the tune. And I will mention, just before we get into this, I will be showing a clip of a full lap on Red Rock to show you just kind of how well this car takes this track or this map. I did make a couple mistakes, but they were very minor, and that shouldn't really tell you the overall performance of the tune. Let's just get into it. So our front and rear spring length will be at 6 centimeters. Our front and rear spring stiffness will be at 120. Everything along the dampeners is maxed out besides the dampener rebound on the rear, which is set to 16,070 Newton square meters. Our front toe will be at negative 0.19 and our rear toe will be at positive 0.24. Our front camber will be at negative 6 and our rear camber will be at negative 2.7. The camber values don't matter if it's exactly on what I have set to it. Just try to get it as close as you can. But for you on PC, I'm pretty sure you can just type in the values that you want by double clicking like so. Well, I guess you can't do that on the front camber, but you can do it on stuff like the anti-roll bars and stuff just to help you out. And you can do it on the transmission values too. You can just double click, set it, and boom. Continuing on in the suspension category, our front anti-roll bar will be at 57, our rear anti-roll bar will be at 35, our caster will be at 9.5, our Ackerman angle 50%, and our max steering angle, as usual, just maxed out the bitch, call it a day, you know? I might get some backlash for this part of the tune because, I mean, well, not everybody drifts 20s on 90 adhesion, but I did compensate for that with engine modifications, so let's just get into it here. 20-inch rims look good on the Mustang, bar none, because, I mean, well, if you look at the fitment, 20-inch wheels look superb on the Mustang. We're going to be rocking 255 millimeters on the tire width, front and back. Same thing with the tire pressure will be 200 kPa on the front and rear. 90% wheel adhesion, of course. Our front wheel track will be at 7 and our rear base will be at 10. Our front and rear tire profiles will both be set to 30%. Moving on to the engine, as I said before, guys, our Mustang is going to be running 700 horsepower. What I didn't mention earlier was the car was going to be making 622 foot-pounds of torque. So, as you could probably imagine, on a heavier car like the Mustang, it's going to be pretty slow. And to get this car to do so, all you need to do is set your engine to 2% on the tune-up, max torque at 4,000 RPM, and just like the real GT350, the rev limiter will be set to 8,500 RPM. We will be having a turbocharger installed on this tune, and it will be running at 0.1 ATM on the turbocharger air pressure. Moving on to transmission, our diff locking ratio is set to 0.30. Our final drive is set to 3.12. Gear 1 is set to 3.82. Gear 2 is set to 2.35. And Gear 3 is set to 1.70. Any other gear from Gear 4 to 6 you will not be using in this tune. So I recommend you refrain from using Gear 4 through 6 as they are, you know, just not needed in this tune. The only gears that you want to be focusing in on are Gear 2 and Gear 3. Your third gear is your long gear, and if you want to see when to use your third gear on Red Rock, you can always just click, just stay for the end of the video just so that you can kind of see when I'm using my third gear in the testing video. But, I mean, you can just copy down these gear values just so that the gear ratios are safe and sane. I wouldn't just set these to random numbers because it does affect these lower gears as well. So Gear 4 will be at 1.30, Gear 5 will be at 1, and Gear 6 will be at 0.88. But you definitely just want to focus in on Gear 2 and 3 whenever you're actually drifting. And you can definitely tune this to your preference. You do not have to completely, copy my settings on this tune. You can tweak it how you'd like it, and let me know in the comments what worked for you. And as for always, on all of my tunes, guys, I always have my brake torque all the way down with the front brake bias set to 65%. ABS and launch control, that's preference. Whatever works for you works. Launch control doesn't really do much. ABS is just the anti-lock system. It's just whether the wheels are blocked during braking or not. So yeah, it just locks up the front wheels if you're braking really hard. But with that being said, guys, that will be today's tune for the Mustang GT350. I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to like the video if you like the content that I'm pushing out, and definitely stay for the testing video because you'll get to see some footage there that I worked sort of hard on. I mean, I did a full lap on Red Rock. That's not very easy to do, especially when you're recording. There's a bunch of pressure. But with that being said, guys, have a good day, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.
DJ Tisman on the beat.
beat.